I am not going to teach you how to make a to-do list. I'm going to teach you how to make an effective to-do list. But for that, we need to understand what effective actually means. Effective means doing the right things. And we'll differentiate it from being efficient. Efficient, on the other hand, means doing things right. Once we have identified what the right thing is for us to do, because to be honest, we waste 80% of our time during a day doing things which don't really matter and just waste our time. So once we have identified what the right things are, which is called being effective, we can focus on being efficient, which means doing them right, doing them efficiently. Let's take an example. Suppose if the goal is building apps, what will be the effective thing to do? Will it be jumping jacks and squats? I mean, squats are really good for thighs, but will they build abs? Definitely not, right? So the effective thing will not be jumping jacks and squats, whereas crunches and planks, those are core exercises. So building abs, crunches and planks, I mean, they correlate pretty well. So the effective thing to do will be to do crunches and planks. Am I getting out of frame? Let me just move it. Alright, we have identified the goal. We have identified what the effective thing to do will be in order to achieve that goal, which is this. And how do we become efficient at it? Alright, let's take planks for an example. Will duration of the plank decide how efficient we are at doing planks? But will duration of the plank in the right posture decide how efficient we are? That we are doing it right? Of course, ma'am. Of course. So we have identified the main goal, which is abs, building abs. Then we learned how to become effective at it by doing the right things, which in this case will be this. And how to become efficient at this is this. I hope you're taking notes, because this is some enlightening stuff and you're going to remember it for the rest of your life. Okay, so now that we have defined that we don't really need a to-do list, but rather we need an effective to-do list, because being effective is more important than being efficient. Because if you're not doing the right thing, what's the point of a to-do list? There's no point. So become effective at making the to-do list first. But then the next question comes, what can we add in the to-do list which makes it effective? Because most of us don't really know that. What can I do in a day which is right, which I'm terming it as right? What is right? I'm going to answer that for you. There are three major spheres of life or areas of life that are the most important. There's nothing more important than these three areas of life, and I'm going to tell them to you. I'm going to reveal the big secret, which isn't a big secret, to be honest. The first important area of life you need to work on is your health. Because let's be honest, if you do not have your health, you cannot spend quality time with your friends and family, and plus the money you earn, you won't be able to enjoy the luxuries which come along with it because you have ill health. Second most important area in life will be, you know what, let's write it down. Your relationships. The relationship you have with your family, with your friends, and the new people you meet, basically your social life. You might be an introvert, but you still can have a social life based on how you interact with people. Are you nice? Are you kind? Do you smile? Are you warm to people? That will truly determine which mood are you in. Are you a welcomed guest wherever you go? All these things contribute to your relationships, which is the second most important thing in life. I understand if you are an introvert and you do not like interacting with people, but when you have to become good at it. If you are an introvert, I'm not asking you to go make friends all around the world. I mean, if you want to, then that's great. But all I am asking you to do is develop basic social skills so that if you meet a new person or a group, they at least see you as a warm and a confident person who isn't afraid of speaking and talks very persuasively, very compendiously, with a good posture. That's important. And apart from this, the familial relationships, the relationship you have with your family is also very important. And if it's not good, you need to work on that. The third most important area of life you need to work on is alright. Now this might be a controversial topic, but I don't see it as a controversial topic because it's my belief. Let's suppose you like sitting in a garden and looking at the trees and looking at the sky and the clouds, and you enjoy the view. You are dopamine detoxed and you don't need stimulation all the time. That's perfect. You are happy and I'm happy for you. But let's suppose if you had, not suppose, when you have lots of money, you have enabled an option for yourself to do the same thing in, let's say, a penthouse in New York. Treat money as an amplifier of who you are and where you want to be. There's a saying that money doesn't change you, it reveals you. So it's a good practice if you develop a good moral character and principles and values before actually becoming rich. That's what I'm working on. Anyways, so we have established the 3 important areas of life to work on to have a fulfilling life. Now finally, we are going to make a to-do list, but the catch is we are not going to make a daily to-do list first. What we are going to do is make a weekly to-do list. So you need to establish your goals in your to-do list based on these 3 areas of life. Let's look at an example and you'll understand it better. Alright, divide your page in half and on one side write WTD, weekly to-do list, and then daily to-do list, DTD. So the first sphere of life was health. Now personally for my health, I would love to do by the end of the week 2,000 push-ups. What else? I want to maintain a vegetable-centric diet throughout the week. So let's write that as well. Health is done. Now we have relationships. For me, it will be writing a poem for my girlfriend. I'm a bit of a romantic, a poet. Then another thing could be messaging my loved ones to show my appreciation towards them. Write that down. Alright, we have covered health, we have covered relationships. Now it's business, it's money, paisa. Paisa is in Hindi. Anyways, so what would I do which would bring me one step closer to achieve my financial freedom? I'm reading a book called The 4-Hour Work Week, so I want to be on the 400th page of that book. And another thing I want is by the end of the week, I should have uploaded 2 videos on my channel. Alright, so I'll write that down. You see, in each of the factors, I've only kept 2. That'll be easier to do. If you keep it simple, you'll not overwhelm your mind as well. So that's wonderful. Now that we have created a weekly to-do list, in daily to-do list, we need to write what can we do daily so that by the end of the week, we have achieved whatever we have written here. So if my goal for the week is to complete 2,000 push-ups, daily I need to do around 285 point something push-ups. Let's just write 300. Alright, next we have vegetable-centric diet. That's self-explanatory. I don't need to write anything for that. Then we move on to the relationships factor. If I want to complete a poem by the end of the week, I'll write 1 stanza every single day. And then we have writing a message to the loved one. Oops. Did I do the numbering wrong? Hold on. This should be 1 and 2. So if I'm on the 130th page and I read 10 pages every day for 7 days, I'll be on the 400th page. And then we have 2 videos. I'll shoot one on Tuesday and one on Friday. See this? This is great. I don't know about you, but when I was a child, I used to get motivated sometimes, and I'd be so enthusiastic about making a daily timetable. Like, I'll plan the whole week and I'll plan what I'll do each hour in that week, the whole day, and it was so fucking overwhelming. Like 7 to 8 breakfast, 8 to 9 study, 9:30 break, study session 2 from 10:30. What I did not keep in mind is, what if the breakfast was made late? So in this format of making a to-do list, we are not time bounding ourselves, but it is recommended that you complete all that you have written in your daily to-do list before 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. If you complete whatever you have set up, whatever you have planned for the day in your personal to-do list before 11 a.m., you'll have so much free time afterwards. Can you imagine? Like, you create a to-do list and you're done with all the tasks in the day before 11 a.m. And those are pretty achievable. I can do 300 push-ups in 3 hours, 100 in 1 hour. That's pretty achievable. Then I can write a single stanza, not a whole poem, a single stanza. We're keeping it simple for the daily to-do list. Then I can read 10 pages for sure. Then I can record on Tuesday and Friday. You see how easy it is. Deciding what to do daily based on weekly goals. It's perfect. It's simple. It's clean. It's pretty achievable in a limited amount of time. That's what is creating an effective to-do list. Let me say that with more emphasis. This is how you create an effective to-do list. Before ending this video, let's talk about the interesting concept of the 80-20 rule, which says that it is only 20% of what you do in a day which is bringing 80% of your desired outcome. I want to talk to you about this in more detail, so I'll have to make a new video for that. So make sure you tune in. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.